The Miller household is silent that night, except for the hum of the old heater struggling against the cold. James sits at the kitchen table, flipping through overdue bills, his fingers pressing against his temple. The weight of it all is unbearable. Rent is due in a week. The electricity bill is already past due. And the empty fridge is a cruel reminder that no matter how hard he tries, it's never enough. In the small bedroom, Lily kneels on her bed, her tiny hands gripping a crayon as she writes carefully on a sheet of lined paper. Dear Santa, I don't want toys this year. I just want help for Daddy. Her brows knit together, the way they do when she's coloring inside the lines. She doesn't understand the full extent of their struggles, but she sees enough, the worried look on her father's face, the nights he skips dinner so she and Noah can eat. Noah, sitting on his bed, watches his sister. He understands more than she does. A thought sparks in his mind. Carefully, he waits until Lily is fast asleep. He picks the letter up, reading it one more time under the dim glow of the bedside lamp. His heart pounds as he makes a decision. Slipping into the living room, he pulls open the old drawer where his dad keeps stamps. He doesn't send it to the North Pole. The letter, written in a child's careful handwriting, lands in the hands of a charity organizer who skims through countless donation requests daily. But something about this one makes her pause. The words are simple, yet heavy, with unspoken pain, carrying the weight of a little girl's innocent hope. This one needs to be heard. That evening, under the golden glow of chandeliers at an exclusive fundraising gala, she stands before an audience of philanthropists, celebrities, and business leaders. The clinking of silverware fades as she reads aloud, her voice steady but filled with emotion. Dear Santa, I don't want toys this year. I just want help for Daddy. A hush falls over the room. Eyes meet, expressions shift. And then, applause. In the crowd, Taylor Swift listens. Her heart clenches at the words. She knows what it's like to wish for something beyond material things, to see someone you love struggle and feel helpless. Across the table, Travis catches her gaze. His brows knit together, and she knows he feels it too. Later that night, in the quiet of their home, Taylor sits cross-legged on the couch, scrolling through pictures of the Miller family that the organizer had shared. They don't just need a check, she murmurs. They need security, stability. Travis leans forward, his elbows on his knees. We can't just throw money at this, he says. Let's do something that actually changes their lives. His voice is firm, determined. Taylor looks at him, a spark igniting in her eyes. Then, let's make it unforgettable. And with that, a secret plan is set into motion. One that the Millers could never have imagined. The morning air is crisp as James straightens his shirt. He hasn't had an interview in months. Hope has been a cruel tease, showing up only to slip away at the last moment. But this call felt different. There was no desperation in the manager's voice, no casual dismissal. Just a simple request. Come in tomorrow. We'd love to meet you. As he pushes open the glass door of the auto shop, the scent of motor oil and fresh tires greets him. Familiar, comforting. The front desk clerk smiles, motioning toward the garage. They're expecting you. James walks in, his boots echoing against the concrete floor. Then he sees him. Standing near a vintage Mustang, casually leaning against the hood, is Travis Kelce. James stops dead in his tracks. His breath catches. Wait, what? Travis grins, wiping grease from his hands with a rag. Heard you're a damn good mechanic. He tosses James a set of keys. Think you can help me fix this beauty? James blinks, struggling to process. You own this place? Travis chuckles. Let's just say I made a little investment. This shop was about to close, and I thought, why not keep it running? And while I was at it, why not give a good guy a shot at doing what he loves? James grips the keys, swallowing the lump in his throat. He doesn't know what to say. No one has ever done something like this for him. Meanwhile, across town, Lily and Noah are ushered into a grand concert hall. Their little hands clutch each other's as they step onto the enormous stage, their eyes wide. The lights are dazzling, the crowd a sea of faces. And then, Taylor Swift steps forward, kneeling in front of them. "You guys wrote me a letter, didn't you?" she asks softly. Lily nods, her tiny voice barely a whisper. "Yes," Taylor smiles. "Well, I wrote something back. But instead of a letter, it's a song." The audience hushes as the first chords play. A melody, warm and gentle, fills the space. And as Taylor sings, words woven from their own story, their own struggles, Lily and Noah realize something. James clutches the note, his fingers trembling. Fully yours, forever. It doesn't feel real. For years, home had been just a temporary place, a rented space with packed boxes always nearby. The uncertainty, the struggle, the quiet nights of worry when he thought his kids were asleep, it all crashes over him like a wave. Lily and Noah stare at the keys, their young minds piecing it together. Do we have a home?" Noah's voice is barely above a whisper. Taylor nods, her expression warm yet emotional. "A place where you'll never have to worry about leaving. A place that's truly yours." James lifts his gaze to Travis, his throat tight. Why us?" Travis scratches the back of his neck, his usual confidence softened by sincerity. "Because sometimes good people deserve a break. And because I know what it's like to want to give your family everything, but not always knowing how." A lump forms in James's throat. "Thank you," he whispers, his voice breaking. "I don't know how to ever—" Taylor places a gentle hand on his shoulder. "You don't have to. Just someday, when you're able, pass this kindness forward." The room is silent for a moment, the weight of her words settling in. And then, as if the reality of it all finally hits, Noah throws his arms around Taylor, hugging her tightly. Lily does the same with Travis, giggling as he lifts her effortlessly into a hug. Outside, the night is still alive with the echoes of the concert, the buzz of fans, the glow of city lights. But for the Millers, the world has just changed in a way they never thought possible. James sat by the small wooden desk in their new home. The warmth in the house was still something he was getting used to. No more layers of blankets, no more shivering kids. Taking a deep breath, he began to write. "Dear Taylor and Travis, I don't know if words can ever capture what you've done for us, but I need to try." He paused, glancing at the framed photo on the desk. Noah, grinning as he stood beside a donation box for the community fundraiser he'd started. Lily, strumming her second-hand guitar with a spark in her eyes he hadn't seen in years. "You didn't just save us. You showed my kids that kindness isn't just a word. It's real. And because of you, they believe in it again." A tear slipped down his cheek, but this time, it was gratitude. A deep, overwhelming sense of hope. He folded the letter carefully, placing it inside an envelope. Outside, laughter echoed as Noah and Lily played in the yard. James stood by the window, watching them, his heart swelling with something he once thought he'd lost forever. Peace. This wasn't just a fresh start. This was a new life. If this story touched your heart, share it with someone who needs a little hope today. Let's spread kindness, because you never know whose life you might change.